BBN Jack Rose. What's up, party people? What's everybody doing? Everybody's having a beautiful day. Okay, we have a lot to talk about. First of all, so I was just alerted to something. I don't know how I feel about this, so I don't have no actual feeling on this thing that I'm about to tell you about specifically. But I was just alerted to Ish from Treyway has been released from prison allegedly. Hassan Campbell did an interview with, I don't know if you want to talk about an interview, it's more like a conversation, I guess, but it was an interview, but more of a conversation with DJ Academics. He did an interview or a conversation, I don't know what you want to call it, with DJ Academics. In this interview and or said conversation, I think it was alluded to the fact that Ish might have been released from prison. For everybody that don't know, pardon me. For everybody that don't know, Ish is a part of Treyway. He actually was mentioned in the case. He was mentioned in the overall case. I don't know how y'all feel about that. I don't know how anybody feels about that. But he's been released from prison. He was allegedly involved with the kidnapping of Tekashi 69. Allegedly, I think he was actually mentioned in that particular case. I think Tekashi 69 specifically said that he was there. And everybody that don't know, that is Hall. It was allegedly Ish and Hall that kidnapped Tekashi 69. So he's been let free. He's out in the world right now, allegedly. I'm not 100% sure of that, but that's what they were saying. So I just wanted to tell you about that. We might speak about that at another time also. But this video is about Drake and him, a deposition that he's being ordered to take. And I also want to talk about the XXXtentacion snitch. I actually have a couple of clips that we played yesterday. I want to have an extensive conversation about that. And I want to, it's not in because I didn't have room for the title. And I want to talk about Jay Prince Jr. A couple of things have just come to light. I thought that we would share about that particular topic. But before we get to any of that, I woke up this morning and I read the thing, I saw a thing. And then I read it and I saw the thing, I realized. I said, yo, look, you know what? There's been anointing. If you have an anointing on your life, basically have it since birth. Like this anointing that anybody has, you don't just acquire it after you've lived a couple of years. God is at the beginning and at the end. So if you have any kind of anointing, you have it at birth. And usually this is a thing that's inside of you that God is allowing for you to have such a presence and such ability. And it depends on how you want to use it. That's why there's a lot of individuals who have an anointing on them where they have an ability that the Most High has given them, or they have certain leeways that the Most High has given them. And sometimes that's the people that Satan go after the most, because Satan tries to use that energy for his purposes. So that's neither in or there. That's not for this conversation. But I want to tell y'all about a thing real quick. So I was in high school, and I just want to tell y'all this story. So I was in, and then we're gonna get right to this. So I was in high school, and I was in high school, and I had a friend who lived in Staten Island, and basically I always had the lead. He never had many, like once or twice, whatever. I'm not complaining. He usually bought like the White Owl or whatever we were. So one day I'm walking through the school and I see him. I'm not even thinking about smoking or nothing like that. I see him. He's like, yo, let's go, smoke whatever. I'm like, well, I don't have no weed on me. You know what I'm saying? I ain't having it. So he was like, he knows about it, sells it. But I'm like, oh, I only got like $3-4 or some shit like that. Now, with that being said, believe you me when I tell you, I could walk up to a mofo, tell him I got $3, and tell me a nick. Right? Believe me, believe me, I could do that. But instead of doing that, I thought, oh, this is the perfect opportunity to get some numbers. So I turn around on that spot while we're standing there, and I start stopping shorties, and I start asking them to donate to the Let Kids Smoke Weed Foundation. I got quite a few numbers that day. We also collected some money, but I got quite a few numbers that day. And we were just walking through the school. I think I skipped like a class or two, and we was just walking through the school, and I was doing the Let the Kids Smoke Weed Foundation. And we was just, I wasn't even really in it for the money at that point because, to be perfectly honest with you, I didn't want to smoke. But it was fun, and that's the type of shenanigans that I generally did, like when I was a kid. So the point in which I'm trying to make is, you should never think about lack. You should never think about how we don't have enough. You should only think about how to get the thing, the money, or whatever it is, so we can accomplish whatever the goal is. Never think I don't have enough. Never think I'm not enough. Never. Because when there's a will, there's a way. And when the Most High is with you, there's always a way. Got me? Do the best that you can to make sure that you stay in the Most High's graces. Because not everybody has an anointing that allows for you to F up here, F up there, and then get back to the starting line and be able to get off to the races quicker than other people might be able to. Because you have a purpose. Not that we don't all have a purpose. We all have a purpose. Some people have a purpose. Javi, if you want to know a person that has a purpose, what you got to do is pay attention to whoever the devil is trying their hardest to stop. If you see the devil trying their hardest, if you see somebody being slandered all the time, if you see somebody constantly being attacked all the time, stop thinking that they're being attacked because they're bad people. Start thinking what actually is happening. Satan is trying to prevent them from getting to their anointing. Because if they get to their anointing, they might save so many more people than just themselves. Now, with that being said, for everybody that don't know, they have been trying in the XXXtentacion case. They have been trying, and when I say they, I mean one of the defendant's attorneys has been trying to get Drake's name to come up and get Drake to come to court. Now, I want to be clear about this. I don't see how this can possibly benefit them in any way, shape, or form. I think it's all misdirection. I don't think Drake showing up can help in any way at all. Just so we can be clear, the guy that actually snitched, what he said is that they went out that day. I'm going to tell you what he also said as far as what was the chain of events. He said they went out that day looking for someone to rob. Period. They left their houses, their homes, whatever the hell they were staying, the car, I don't know where they were staying, the ditch. They left wherever they were staying. And their explicit purpose was to look for somebody to rob. Copy? So 9 times out of 10, homeboy was driving, saw the car, knew that was a person with money, so they followed him. They saw where he went. He went somewhere where you have to spend money. So therefore, they was locked in. Now, there's only a couple of things that I want to say real quick. And this is why I still believe that there's a person who has not been arrested yet. And that's because everybody might have not known the plan. When I explain to you how the thing went down, you'll get a better understanding of what I'm trying to say. So basically, they went out with the explicit purpose that they were going to rob somebody. That's what was on their mind. That was their plan. Out of the gate, they see XXXtentacion. The dude that is the current snitch goes into the building, spots him, watches him, sees everything that he's doing. The guy is snitching. Now, just so we can be clear, they stole $50K off of him. I believe that the individuals that actually was, let me rewind. So apparently they stole $50K off of him. Now, this is the point that I think is so important, why I do think that there was somebody on the inside that has not been named yet. Listen and pay attention. After they stole the money, I'm gonna rewind back to the chain of events, but hold on. After they stole the money, they split the money. It was $50K. It was 4 of them. 3 of them got 15. The dude that's snitching got 5. You know what that sounds like? That sounds like to me they thought they was going to get more money. I'm going to say this again. That sounds like to me they thought they was going to get more money. They didn't get as much money as they thought they was going to get. So they shortchanged the one of them that they didn't, that was the lowest on they totem pole. He got shortchanged. I'm going to say this again. Listen and pay attention. They stole 50K. If you split 50K 4 ways, I think it's something like 1,250. $12,500, $12,000, 12,500. I think that's 50K split 4 ways. I'm not 100% sure, but y'all can check. I might be wrong. So I say all that to say this. 3 of them got 15. And the one dude, the dude that's currently telling, he got 5. Remember, they killed the dude. I believe they thought they was going to get more money. Now, just so we could be clear, XXXtentacion went to the bank and tried to get 250K. They didn't have that much cash on hand to give out, so he took 50. I just want to say this real quick. Whenever any of you dudes that got money like that is going to the bank and you get in a bag, how in the hell do you not have somebody with you to run security? Like, that doesn't even make sense to me. Like, you go into the bank to go get thousands of dollars and you don't got a dude with you that got that thing on him. You should have more than one. If I go to the bank and I'm going to get 50K out, I promise you, and I'm going to walk around with it, I promise you, I'm not going to be thinking, don't nobody know I got it. I'm going to be thinking, well, probably because of the current situation that I'm in, where I got people stalking me, but I'm going to be thinking, there's somebody watching me, and I'm going to have somebody with me, ready to we just going to hit them and worry about that shit later. I'm just being honest with you. We going to hit them, worry about that shit later. God got us. Got me? So he goes to the bank. He meant to get 250K. Everybody remember, his uncle was with him. His uncle jumped out the whip, and that's when the dudes ran up on the car. Anyway, he's on the stand. Now I'm going to tell you the chain of events as far as what he said happened. He said that when he went inside the building, this is why it don't make sense. Why in the hell do they want Drake to show up? That's because one of the dudes that is allegedly not trying to snitch. Remember, the dudes that stay and call Drake in, these are the same guys that's talking about how the other niggas snitching. So if Drake actually has something to do with this, you snitching too, nigga. Do you see the hypocrisy, or is that just me? Do you see the hypocrisy, or is that just me? I don't think it's just me. Shout out to King Will. This is BBNNETWORK. Salute, salute. Dropping all of those goals. Do you see the hypocrisy? Hold on, I'm going to stop for a second. Dude that's snitching is getting disrespected by the people he's snitching on, and rightfully so. Right? They gonna have shit to say. But I want you to be clear on this, and I want you to understand this. I'm going to pull it up for y'all in a minute. But I want this to be clear on this, and I want you to understand this. One of those dudes that is allegedly not snitching is saying Drake is involved. How is that not snitching? If Drake is involved. If Drake is involved, is the person that mentioned him snitching? I got yes, no up there, and I got not sure what to think. And I just want to say this real quick. Y'all notice how I constantly tell y'all all these dudes are snitches? I tell y'all that all the time. All these dudes are snitching. How often am I like, okay, so you know how I tell you all of these dudes are snitches? What up, Demetrius Loudman? Salute. I can't put that up there because you put the F word, so I don't want to put that dead on the screen. You know how I tell you all of these dudes are snitching? I tell you all of these guys are snitching, man. Stop believing that these dudes ain't snitching. A ton of dudes are snitching. They just not always snitching on the people that they doing the crime with, but a ton of these guys are snitching. I promise you. All right, so listen, pay attention. Let me go get this clip real quick. None of these guys are snitching, man. And I'm not saying that because I'm trying to get niggas caught up. Oh, freak. I didn't snatch it. I know where it's at, though. I'm not saying that because I'm trying to get these dudes caught up. If I was really trying to get snitches caught up, it'd be absolutely bananas over here. There's a lot of niggas snitching, okay? A lot of y'all favorite rappers, a lot of y'all favorite behind the scenes that ain't even rappers but work in that area. A lot of these dudes that call themselves OGs, they've snitched, okay? And okay. And no, the reason why I don't shout out the Reggae King. And no, the reason why I don't tell y'all is just because it don't make sense. You understand what I'm saying? Like me telling you somebody is a snitch. That's not my job. I know people be thinking that that's my job, but it's not. I'm not really here for that. If I wanted to expose people, can I? Absolutely. 2 seconds. It's not that hard. Why do you think that there's a community of fake OGs that want you to believe that I'm a liar? I guess that's the easiest way to tell you where to start looking at for some of these snitches. All right? Why do you think that there's a community of fake OGs that's constantly trying to get people to make content saying I'm a liar? There's a reason for that. They think I'm going to expose them. That's all I got to say. It's not hard to tell who the snitches is. All you got to do is look at the time niggas did, look at who people was around, look at who got locked up and who didn't. It's not hard. It's actually pretty easy. And not for nothing, when we was doing the Tekashi 6ix9ine case, I actually was in a conversation with the government officials, the I don't know if we want to call them DAs, but the prosecuting attorneys. And I was in a conversation with quite a few of them. A lot of these dudes out here is snitching. A lot of these dudes out here is snitching. A couple of them said they would love to have given me interviews, but they can't interview me on certain matters. They can't get an interview with certain matters. When we get our platform back up to where it needs to be, I'm probably going to give a couple of them a ring. They like me. Apparently, they agree with the way in which I discuss law. Yes. Attorneys. Attorneys. Shout out to Dark when he says peace, peace, salute, salute. This is Happy Friday, all of the things. So I want to be clear on this, and I don't want there to be no misunderstanding. Dude gets on the stand. Are we going to talk about the Drake thing? Give me 1 second. Dude gets on the stand. He says he goes into the building. He sees, he comes back out, he tells them, nah, we can't do this. I want y'all to hear his own words. I think academics don't. This is another chick. She stays in my feed. Like, YouTube sends me pictures of her like every 2 seconds, yo. I don't follow these people. I don't know. I don't get it. I think Baller Alert has it also. So come on, hold on. I'm gonna snatch it from Baller Alert. This dude, the guy that's on the stand currently, gets on the stand also, just so we can be clear. Shout out to Arthur D. Glass. Gets on the stand also and tells about how the dude he's snitching on told him. This is something that I want to say. Hold on, I'm gonna get the clip. I want to get the clip and put it up here. Give me 2 seconds. Because this is, to me, this is bananas. If I'm gonna look at the clip, see if I see it one more time. If I don't see it, I'm just gonna do the thing. All right, I'm just gonna tell you, I have no idea where the clip is. I thought I saved it, but I didn't. So, homeboy, what's his name? I'm thinking about live streaming when we watch the Super Bowl at the bar. I'm thinking about it. I want to invite some YouTubers. Pardon me, no YouTubers. I want to invite some people from our community if y'all want to come down there with me. I might hit up some of my other homeboys that I've been wanting to do content with. They bodybuilders and weightlifters and shit like that. I was hoping to get my shit right before I pull up on them, but I think I'm just going to go pull up on them. Let me get this guy's name. Robert Allen.
Outside the presence of the jurors, being brought in and placed on the stand after you started testifying. Were there any comments made to you that were not coming from myself or any attorneys? Yes. Who made a comment to you about your testimony? Point them out and identify them in the courtroom as to who you're referring to that made some comments to you.
I'm going to put this up on the big screen for y'all so you can see what I'm about to show you. I just want y'all to hear what I'm about to show you. I'm going to put this up on the big screen for y'all. So basically, when dude was headed to court, when he was going into the courtroom, what ended up happening was some of the people, one of the people, Trayvon, I don't know if they said his name is Trayvon Newsom, I'm not 100% sure, but one of the people that I gotta fix something else here. So Trayvon, I don't know the guy's last name, I'm not 100% sure. But what they're saying has happened is he was yelling at dude before he went up there, you know, on the way to go. Y'all do too much. Y'all do too much. You understand? I'm going to get this up on the big screen and then I'm going to tell y'all the whole about everything. Y'all do too much. This is why I don't want to deal with no idiots. I want to deal with zero idiots. Y'all do too much. I'm going to tell you what the big problem is. Everybody, when they see somebody else do something, they assume it's easy, right? And then if they don't achieve it to the level in which you achieve it, they assume that you doing something illegal, you doing something wrong, you're a scammer. They never ever assume maybe they don't know how to do the thing as well as you do. They always put it on you. They don't put it on their inability. They don't put it on they need to actually do research. They don't put it on they need to learn how to do something better. They don't put it on they got to put in the time, the energy, and the effort to be able to acquire this skill. What they put it on is you. That the only reason why it's working for you and it's not working for them is because you're doing something wrong. I mean, pardon me. Yeah, because you're doing something, you're cheating in some manner. You're being dishonest. They don't take no accountability. Zero accountability for their own actions. You understand what I'm saying? So be mindful. You're going to have people out there that they don't want to take no accountability for their own actions at all. But at the same time, every single time anything happens, they want to talk about what you are and aren't doing. But they don't want to take no accountability for their own actions. That's a feminine fucking trait. A lot of y'all niggas got that. It's a feminine trait. It's deflecting. Women do that. No disrespect to women, but women do that. Women know they do that because women do that on purpose. A lot of y'all got female traits in that regard.
Being escorted into the courtroom outside the presence of the jurors, being brought in and placed on the stand after you started testifying. Were there any comments made to you that were not coming from myself or any attorneys?
Yes.
Who made a comment to you about your testimony?
Trayvon.
Point them out and identify them in the courtroom as to who you're referring to that made some comments to you.
Second. Yeah, the blue suit.
Okay, there's two people wearing a blue suit. What race is he?
Black.
And is he seated on the end, middle?
In the middle.
Okay. And who's that you're pointing out to?
Trayvon.
Your Honor, please let the court identify any court identification.
I'm going to play that one more time just in case any of y'all missed it.
You were being escorted into the courtroom outside the presence of the jurors, being brought in and placed on the stand after you started testifying. Were there any comments made to you that were not coming from myself or any attorneys?
Yes.
Who made a comment to you about your testimony?
Trayvon.
Point them out and identify them in the courtroom as to who you're referring to that made some comments to you.
Second. Yeah, the blue suit.
Okay, there's two people wearing a blue suit. What race is he?
Black.
And is he seated on the end, middle?
In the middle.
Okay. And who's that you're pointing out to?
Trayvon.
Your Honor, please let the court identify any court identification.
Now I want to say something. I want to explain something to you. You know how I keep trying to tell you these dudes is BANs? Stop thinking that these tough dudes that's out here causing problems in the street, these guys that want to have, my dude, listen, first thing, because somebody else has an issue with you, that don't mean that you have to fight them. You have to understand, this man right there that we looking at on the screen, along with all of his buddies, they got mental health disorders. I'm going to say this again. That man right there that we see on the screen that is most likely going to spend the rest of his life in prison, he has a mental health disorder. He doesn't have the mental health disorder to send him to a Arkham or some shit like that. He got a mental health disorder where we got to remove people like this from our community. Let's stop defending black people with mental health disorders staying in the community. You want to know why? Because the only thing they do is attack the other black people who are trying to do something with their lives. He had the nerve to say that the other dude is working for the white man. No, nigga, you working for the white man. You went and attacked the black dude for no reason. You working for the white man more than he could ever work for the white man. Right now, he working for the black man. He trying to put a nigga, he ain't trying to help put a nigga away that think that he gonna be out here killing black niggas for a couple of fucking bucks. He's working, this guy right there that you see, he's working for white supremacy. Every time you see a black man out there attacking another black guy for no reason, he's working for white supremacy. Every time you see a black man out there trying to hold another black man down, he's working for white supremacy. Period. Let's call it what it is. You got these individuals out here that talk about they so street, they so ghetto, they so gangster. Then why all your crimes against other black people? Why you committing all your crimes against your own people? You a sucker. That's why. That's why. First of all, don't commit crimes. Shout out to Kingslayer up in the morning early with us. First of all, don't, okay, Kingslayer, you going back to the green team? I'm just curious. First of all, don't commit crimes against anyone, just so I could be clear. I don't want you committing crimes against white, black, gray, whatever damn color you could, what, I don't care. Stop committing crimes. You see, when you're committing crimes, then we don't know who's working for the Most High. Because sometimes a person will be working in furtherance for the Most High, but now we can just label it as a crime because we got so many other rat bastards out there committing crimes. So stop committing crimes. Shout out to Kingslayer with the dub drop. No comment, Clint Eastwood eyes. So stop committing crimes. Period. This man had the nerve to say that this dude was working for white supremacy. The hell is you talking about? You killed the black man that was out here trying to live his life, make his music, and feed his family. You working for white supremacy. How about that? You know what you want to do if you want to commit a crime? There you go. Go find out who worked for the KKK, nigga. Go rob them. Don't rob nobody. But you get my point. If you out here, you committing crimes against black people, you are working in the furtherance of white supremacy. This asshole had the nerve to, I'm gonna let y'all hear this, what he said again on the stand. And I'm not here condoning snitching.
You were being escorted into the courtroom outside the presence of the jurors, being brought in and placed on the stand after you started testifying. Were there any comments made to you that were not coming from myself or any attorneys?
Yes.
Who made a comment to you about your testimony? Point him out and identify him in the courtroom as to who you're referring to that made some comments to you.
Yeah, the blue suit.
Okay, there's two people wearing a blue suit. What race is he?
Black.
And is he seated on the end, middle? Okay. And who do you?
I'm sorry, random other thing. I like the tie this little nigga wearing. I like his tie.
Who's that you're pointing out to?
Trey Rogers.
Your Honor, please let the court identify any court identification.
So just so we could be clear, he told dude he working for the white man. No, nigga. You working for the white man. You out here attacking your own people. Imagine how the narrative of black people would change if we stopped being savages. If being civilized became popular. Imagine the narrative change. Imagine how scared police officers would be to kill us. People don't want to talk about that part. People just want to say, well, the person that they killed was innocent. I get that. But imagine if we change the narrative. Imagine if we decide to take it on our own selves. That we're going to start holding ourselves personally responsible instead of trying to hold the man next to us responsible. I'm going to say something real quick, and this is why I mentioned this earlier. Pay attention. So, imagine somebody do something that hurts you. You then hold them accountable the way that you've held every single person before them accountable for the same thing. And then they have the nerve to say, listen, that since you're not perfect, you can't hold them accountable for anything. What the are you talking about? So you don't want to hold no responsibility for your own actions. So you think you have the right to do anything you want to somebody who isn't perfect. Guess what? Nobody's perfect. That doesn't mean that nobody gets consequences. If you put your hand on fire, are you supposed to say, yo, look, fire? You know, look, fire. You know what, fire? You're not allowed to burn me because you done did stuff before also. No, nigga. With all due respect, that's a female trait. I'll explain how it's a female trait. You know, like when your girl or a girl goes and cheats on some dude, what does she say? He made me do it because he didn't do this, because he didn't do that. That's her not taking responsibility. You know what all of her friends are going to say? They're going to agree with her. They're going to tell her she's right. Learn how to pick a queen and let these other chicks go the way of the dodo. Them F niggas want them women. Let them have them women. Them F niggas, they want all of the women that think like that. Let them have them. Let us, men that want to have actual families, stop dealing with these F women. Copy? The F dudes want them. Let them intermingle. We deal with queens. Copy? We don't deal with F chicks. We leave the F chicks for the F dudes. Okay? Kings deal with queens. Queens don't cheat because they feel like they're not being loved. Queens understand that a king got to go out there and do certain things, and she gonna be right behind him or standing next to him. I prefer you standing next to me personally. I don't like the behind me thing. I prefer you standing next to me or we back to back. It's one or the other. Get back on topic. So listen. This dude had the nerve to say that the other dude's working for the white man while he out here attacking and killing black folk. Now, if he was standing on the block, talking with a couple of y'all be right in on it. Not you guys particularly, but I'm saying a black man could go to any corner and talk about a crime that he committed against another black man and find people to hoop it up with him. That's why I don't talk to all of y'all. Because I don't want to be a part of those conversations and I don't want to know people like you. I'm just keeping it a stat. So if you ever see a person that stands around talking about the crimes that they plan on and are or have committed against other black people, they not for me, homie. God first. Let's read the word. Jude, verse 1, this is lines 20 and 21. Hold on, I'm gonna see how the whole verse looks, and then I'm gonna decide whether we're gonna how long it is. It's only 26 lines. All right, but we're gonna just read from 17 to 23. And it says right here, a call to persevere. But dear friends, remember what the apostles of our Lord Jesus Christ foretold. They said to you, in the last times, there will be scoffers who will follow their own ungodly desires. Woo! Do it be hitting the nail on the head? Dear friends, remember what the apostles of our Lord Jesus Christ foretold. They said to you, in our last times, there will be scoffers who follow their ungodly desires. They are people who divide you, who follow mere natural instincts, but do not have the spirit. But you, dear friends, by building yourself up in the Most High, by building yourself up in the most holy faith, in praying to the Holy Spirit, keep yourselves in God's love as you wait for the mercy of our Lord Jesus Christ to bring you eternal life. Be merciful to those who doubt. Save others by snatching them from the fire. To others, show mercy mixed with fear, hating even the clothing stained by corrupted flesh. This is just incredible at this point. Amen. This is just incredible at this point. I do not read these before the show, by the way. I don't read these before the show, by the way. If I read it before the show, I tell y'all. I don't read these before the show. The fact that it stay hitting on all the points that I'm talking about in our regular discussions, even when people are commenting in the chat, I don't know what you call that other than how many coincidences could we have in a damn row? At what point are people going to see that whatever the hell is going on with me ain't coincidence? Michi says, that is the devil, bro. When I was a younger man, I was foolish. As I grew older, I'm assuming that that's what that's saying. As I grew older, you grow, bro. You right. I'm glad I made it out, to be honest. Please always tell your testimony. You don't know who you helping. Always preach your testimony. God makes us go through the things that we go through so he could see our heart. You see, if everybody had a good life, then we wouldn't know what their heart is. You understand? Because everybody has a good life. You don't know if that's a good person. You don't know if that's a bad person, because everything is going well for them. So God has to make sure that the world see our heart. You understand? Because he knows our heart. So he has to make sure that the world sees our heart. So God will make us go through all types of different, he'll allow, he doesn't make us go through anything. He'll allow for Satan to send us through all types of different trials and tribulations. So the world could see what our heart is. Because God already knows what our heart is. He's anointed whoever he anoints at birth. Shout out to Nick the Slick. He said, hit that like button. If you are enjoying any aspect of this show, you could pull up to the Snapchat, the PayPal, the Super Chat, and you could become a member of the channel. Or you could just go down to our Amazon and you could cop something for the channel. There's a lot of different ways that you could support what we're doing over here. You could also go cop some merch. Those are two of the different pieces of merch that you could buy. At least those are the graphics revolving around them. You can support a channel that's out here trying to do good. I don't care what other people are saying. My dude, I'm out here. Shout out to we're gonna get back to what we're talking about, but I want to reflect on this real quick. Dimitri says, I have a voice is why I save these young kids. If I speak to them, bro, it's everything to me, bro. I save look, I was that young adult in my 20s, 20, 21, 22, 23, that used to always try to encourage whoever the youth was, whatever young niggas I was around. That's why to this day, there's neighborhoods that I could go to that grown men just have the utmost respect for me. Because before they were grown men, I was trying to steer them the right way. You get it? I wasn't just a hood celebrity because I could play basketball and because I could rap. Niggas looked at me and they saw a thing. You understand? Just so we could be clear. Remember, I'm good at a lot of things, and I never even tried to do any of them professionally. Think about that for a moment. God had a bigger plan for me. Just think about that for a moment. I'm good at almost everything y'all see me do, right? I could rap. I could play basketball. I'm obviously good at this. I know a ton of different things. I could probably go teach in a high school. I could definitely go teach in an elementary school, but I could probably go teach and I could definitely teach in a junior high school also. I could probably go teach in a high school. I could definitely teach in an elementary school and in the junior high school. That's just a factual statement. So I want to be clear about something. I'm going to play this clip one more time because I need for y'all to hear this. This is insanity. This guy right here is calling this guy, is saying that this guy works for the white man. Now, listen to when I tell you the rest of the story. This guy right here is being accused of working for the white man because he's snitching on this guy. Now, I'm going to finish telling y'all the whole story about what's going on with these fools. They're fools. Because they fools. Listen, pay attention. Listen, pay attention. Listen, pay attention. This guy goes into the building. He comes out of the building after he cased the place. He says it's a no-go. He says the reason why it's a no-go is because there's cameras everywhere and they caught him on camera. Boatman, that's one of the dudes. I forget what his first name is, but his last name is Boatman. They make fun of him. This is why he got 5K. They make fun of him. Right? He goes and sits in the car. At this point, he doesn't want to do it. Boatman asks the other two dudes if they want to do it. I'm not 100% sure. I think I have another clip. But that's regardless. They then decide to do it. Boatman is the nigga that shot him. Trayvon is the dude that grabbed the money out of the passenger side. Boatman is the dude that shot him. You know how we see that footage and we keep saying there was no reason to shoot him? There was literally no reason to shoot him. He had no weapon. Y'all had him outmanned. Y'all had him outgunned. And y'all had y'all shit on him. Y'all could have just got the money from him. There was no reason to shoot him. Boatman just shot him, and we all seen him do it. So this is my question. Who is the individual bringing Drake into this? Drake has to go sit down for a deposition, y'all. If Drake wants to continue coming to the U.S. to do whatever, he's going to have to go sit down for that deposition. This isn't a thing that he has a choice about. Now, 9 times out of 10, you want to know what they're gonna ask him? Did he say lyrics that went at XXXtentacion? They're about to open up a new precedence, my nigga. Are y'all listening? This is on the path to, if you say something in a rap disrespecting the dude and then they get hurt or they die, you being also held responsible even if you had nothing to do with it. That's where this is going. I'm not even sure if it was whoever the defendant is. I'm not even sure if it was their decision or their idea. This might have been the idea of their attorney. Now I'm going to say this again. Pay attention. I'm going to say this again. Pay attention. Let me call this drop real quick. My dude, we don't do nothing over here but spit facts. We honestly don't do anything over here but spit facts. We don't do anything else other than spit facts. If anybody think I said anything incorrect today in this video, put it in the chat. Anyone. If you are respectful, I won't dub the comment. If you think I said anything incorrect today, today, I'm not talking about yesterday, the day before, we're going to talk about today. If you think I said anything incorrect today, put it in the comment. I won't dub the comment as long as the name and the person is respectful. Now, with that being said, shout out to Hassan Shipman with the dub drop. He said, shout out to the Most High. This is a whole fact. Shout out to the Most High. Can we get some shout out to them? When y'all do drops, when y'all don't want to leave a comment, y'all can always just shout out the Most High, man. You do know that, right? We at church every morning. Look at this guy. He's just trying to come up in here, trying to figure out me saying something wrong. He used to be an admin also. Keep that in mind. He used to be an admin. He's just in here trying to find me saying something wrong. All right? All right? You can't tell me that I'm not on point. So listen and pay attention. I want to be clear about this. I don't want there to be no misunderstanding. Right? I'm just going to say this other thing. Some people hate you for the things that you can do and they can't. If I'm, you know what? Maybe I'm incorrect about what Mr. Belcher wrote. Still tell Tina I said hi. Maybe I'm incorrect about what Mr. Belcher wrote. I'm going to apologize about my comment towards him. That's me holding my own accountability. I'm going to apologize about the comment that I just said to him, right? I don't know the intent revolving around the laugh out loud what you say. I don't know the intent revolving around that. So I'm going to apologize for the comment that I made. I know he's going to just keep going off and this is going to be a thing forever because that's how they do me. But I'm going to still apologize for the thing that I said, okay? You can do what you want to do. What up, Light? Lit. What up, Lit? So listen and pay attention. If you are out here attacking a black man for either no reason or very little tiny reason, especially any reasons that have to deal with your ego, you are furthering white supremacy. Period. I don't want to hear people that are hurting black people talk about racism. I don't want to hear people out here that's attacking black people, trying to hurt black people, trying to harm black people and mess up black people's lives. I don't want to hear y'all talking about white people that might be doing it. I don't even want to hear y'all get mad at a white person for saying the N-word, because you are worse. I'm not talking to nobody specifically. I'm just talking about in general terms. Just because I literally got to say shit like that, because right now he's sitting over there like, he talking about me. No, I'm talking in general terms. If you are a person that you spend your time trying to hurt another black person because they are winning, if you spend your time trying to stop another black person from winning, if you spend your time attacking black people, if you spend your time committing crimes against black people, if you spend your time trying to make another black person's life difficult, you are white supremacy. Independent of whatever your color is. But if you're black, then you're also a traitor. Copy? And this is why I always say I can't get mad at Caucasians that talk about there's a race war going on. There is a race war going on. And guess what? The biggest race war on the planet is black people against black people. There is no bigger race war than that. Because if black people stop being against black people, then we can form up against the enemies that we do have. That's the biggest race war. It's a civil war. It's black people against black people. But they're going to go try to tell you that white people hate us. They're going to go tell you Trump is a racist. I don't care. All of that shit might be true. But our actual issue is black people being against black people. And when I say black people, I'm adding every person into the mix that considers themselves black. I know Puerto Rican people that consider themselves black. They ain't got one damn Puerto Rican friend. It's a fact. I know Dominican people that consider themselves black. So when I'm talking about black, I'm literally talking about darkly complected people intermingling with the darkly complected people that intermingle with the American black. I'm talking about all black people. If you are a Caucasian MFer and the majority of your friends and family is black, I'm talking about you. The Most High said, anybody who accepts Jesus Christ as their savior, whether they were born a heathen or not, can be welcomed into the kingdom of God. I might not be 100 on the verbiage, but you understand the intent. That part. So those people are the problem. The individuals that are out here trying to destroy, they're the problem. And they're going to say it's a joke. They're going to say it's funny. They're going to say everything in the world to make it seem like it's not important. But what does the Bible say? Every word we speak, we will be held accountable for. So watch what you say about people and watch what you say to people. Every word we speak, we're going to be held accountable for. A lot of y'all going to hell because of a joke. Now hold that. In any regard. Shout out to Nick the Slicks, it's real talk. In any regard, This man was said, this man, wait, hold on. So this man, yes, that is right. Have you been repenting for the things that you said? Because I just said something that wasn't necessarily right to you. And I just gave you an apology, which was really me acknowledging to the Most High that I made a mistake. People don't do that for me. Because everybody thinks that they're low, that I'm lower than them. You understand? But it's okay. I don't even want an apology. That apology is between you and God. Yes, I am talking directly to you. That apology is between you and God. I don't even want an apology. Matter of fact, I prefer, and this is an effed up thing to say, but I'm fine with, I'm not going to say I prefer, I'm fine with people that do me wrong never apologizing. I'm actually cool with that. I feel like I'm helping God. So I'm fine with people not apologizing that do me wrong. 100%. I assume all of y'all going to hell, so I'm fine with it. This is a factual statement. That guy right there, that guy right there said that this dude was working for the white man because he was snitching on the fact that these dudes killed the black guy. I'm going to say this again. Because a lot of this has to deal with the self-hate that's in our community. So I'm going to say this again. Because a lot of this deals with the self-hate that's in our community. That's why it's so easy for black people to want to hurt other black people. Y'all have been taught to hate yourselves. And y'all turn that hate into, I don't want to hurt myself, but the easiest way for me to be able to hurt myself or for me to be able to carry out this hate that they have for themselves is to attack other black people. You understand? So all of this is the self-hate in the community. I'm not going to lie to you. When I go outside, I'm going to say something. It's going to sound crazy. It's going to sound wild. But when I go outside, sometimes it's literally the energy that repels me from a person. Literally. They don't know what I'm picking up. I don't know what I'm picking up. But I do know what uncomfortable feels like. And I do know what comfortable feels like. I'm about to put y'all on the game. You know, they said that, I don't think I know enough about this to have an extended conversation, but I will say something real quick. Have y'all touched any flora today? Have you touched any grass, any trees, anything like that today? Every day you should try to touch some kind of plant life. I'm gonna explain. When we interact with plant life, we supercharge our blood cells. And it basically makes it so that they don't clump up. So if you're an individual that might have a blood clotting issue, or if you're an individual that might have a heart issue, you should try walking on grass once a day, if possible. Touching some kind of flora. And it's instantaneous. You don't have to be out there for an hour or two. It's literally instantaneous. Go look it up if you don't believe me. It's instantaneous. I got a tree where I live at in front of my house. I touch it every time I walk past. I didn't know why I do that. I just did. This information that I'm telling y'all, I just recently learned that information. So God put a thing in my heart before I even know to do it. The flora has to be alive. So God put a thing in my heart before I even knew. He does that to all of us. He'll put a thing in your heart. You won't even know why it's there. You'll just be acting on it or not acting on it, depending on whatever your relationship with him is. So if you have blood clotting issues, if you got problems like that, that's why it's good to have plants in the house. I need to get some plants in the house. If you got blood clotting issues or anything like that, try to make sure that you touch some flora a couple of times a day. It's instantaneous. You don't have to be holding on to the thing for 2 hours. And it goes through your whole entire body. And it's instantaneous. Now, I just taught you a thing. I hope you use it. Especially if you're an athlete, by the way. And you should probably also with your kids, because blood flow is so important to growth. So also if you got kids, make sure that your kids get out there and they're in that grass and they're rolling around in there, because that literally helps them with their health. Right? So if y'all wanted to know, that's just something that I wanted to share. I didn't even know why I was doing it. I just was doing it. One day I walked past the tree and I just felt the overwhelming urge to touch it. And then for about maybe a month, 2 months, I just felt overwhelming urge to touch the tree every single time I walked past it. And then it just became a habit. So when I come home, also trees, are alive, for everybody that don't know. That's why if you have plants in your home and you talk to them, they grow better. Trees are alive. Okay? They're alive. That's why if you have plants in your home, and you speak with them and you talk to them, you can see they're alive. So whenever I walk past the tree, I dap the tree up. This is a fact. If I don't do it, it's just because I just got something else on my mind. But generally speaking, I do. With that being said, let's move on to what we're talking about. I dropped the health thing for anybody that needs to, anybody that's having any type of blood clotting issues, or you having a blood flow issue or anything like that. With that being said, so this man right here literally works for white supremacy. He's out here wanting to be a part of groups that are killing and robbing black people. And he's busy saying that this guy is working for the white man because he's helping to put them in jail. Now, I want to tell you what this guy did. After he told them that he didn't think that they should do it, he went and sat in the car. They did the job. Young man, you should have drove the fuck off. Before they did the job. Now, there's a couple of reasons. I'll tell you all the reasons. Because one, there was 2 separate cars. If he just drives off, they're not going to say that he was there with the dudes doing the thing. You get it? It might be a little bit more difficult for them to even identify the people that did it, maybe. So this is what I mean by these dudes. When you doing evil, you can't think right. So don't do evil. Don't do crimes. These dudes, y'all watch too many movies. You want to know the real way they catch y'all niggas? Niggas snitch. You want to know the real reason why they catch y'all? People, you're not smart. You're not smarter than the FBI. I know you think you are, but you're not. You're not smarter than the freaking police force. I know you think you are, but you're not. In order for them to not catch you, they have to literally be not trying to catch you. That's why so many people are pissed off at the fact that nobody found out who killed Biggie. Nobody found out who killed Tupac. They can if they want. Those crimes could have been solved. Copy? They don't want to solve those crimes. Ask why wouldn't the freaking government want to solve those crimes? Ask that first. Now, there's a whole lot of whatever out there about, you know, who was responsible. I'm not going back and forth on that stupid shit. You got some people that said Dre. You got some people that said Pop. You got some people that say, pardon me. You got some people that said Dre. You got some people that say Puff. You got some people that say the FBI. You got some people that say the CIA. We don't know. You got some people that say it was just some street niggas. We don't know. I'm going to end this vote right here because I got another one I want to ask y'all. The poll was, if Drake is involved, is the person that mentioned him snitching? 47% said yes, 27% said no, 25% said not sure, and 36 people voted. If Drake is involved, I'm fine with whoever mentioned his name. I don't think he is involved, though. I think this is all internet BS. I don't think Drake has anything to do with it. That's just my opinion. I could be wrong, but I don't think Drake has anything to do with this. That wouldn't make sense to me. I don't think XXXtentacion was in Drake's way. So Drake had him killed. Well, he's an idiot. He was moving pretty stupid. He was moving stupid. Let's just be honest. Please, when y'all make some bread, get out of whatever neighborhood you grew up in. You gotta move. Even Jesus said that in his own hometown that he doesn't get any like he's not acknowledged in his own hometown. For everybody that don't know, I forgot who he was talking to. He was talking like Paul or Peter or some shit like that. So, or something like that. So Jesus goes back to his hometown. Not Jerusalem. Is it Jerusalem? Where was Jesus born? I keep thinking Jerusalem. I don't think it's Jerusalem. Bethlehem. I don't even know why I got that. I don't know why that was. Actually, I was thinking that, but for some strange reason, I wasn't thinking that. Anyway, so Jesus goes back to Bethlehem. And when he's there, don't nobody treat him like they treat him when he was gone. Everybody is just treating him like, you know, he's just a regular guy. So one of the apostles come up to him. I can't remember if it was Peter, Paul. I don't know which apostle it was. So they come up to him and they're basically like, well, you know, these people, they're not treating you with the reverence you deserve. Like, we see you do miracle after miracle after miracle after miracle. Like, they're not treating you, you know, he was feeling away. And Jesus let them know that in your hometown, like, you're always a nobody in your hometown. Basically, people that have seen you for a real long time, they're not going to have that same respect for you. You understand? Shout out to Smoke King. If anybody want to talk about this Drake thing, I was about to put this up even before you came in here. If anybody want to talk about this matter involving Drake and these dudes, pull up. So I want to say something real quick, and I want to be clear about this. I don't want there to be no misunderstanding. Drake sitting down for a deposition in this case is insane. Drake is basically being told that he has to sit for a deposition because of some trolls on the internet. Let that sink in. When does this end? When does this stop? You know what the next thing is going to be? Every time something happens to a rapper, they're going to have, whoever you're beefing with is going to have to sit with a deposition. Every time a rapper drops a line, these drill music rappers is in trouble. These drill music rappers is in trouble. Because what happens when every single time somebody passes away, now they send out a deposition to whoever was beefing with them on wax. I'm going to let y'all hear this one more time. Or another time, not one more time. I don't know how many more times I'm going to play it. Listen to this.
You were being escorted into the courtroom outside the presence of the jurors, being brought in and placed on the stand after you started testifying. Were there any comments made to you that were not coming from myself or any attorneys?
Yes.
Who made a comment to you about your testimony?
Trayvon.
Point him out and identify him in the courtroom as to who you're referring to that made some comments to you.
Second. He had a blue suit.
Okay, there's two people wearing a blue suit. What race is he?
Black.
And is he seated on the end, middle?
In the middle.
Okay. And who is that you're pointing out to?
Trayvon.
Your Honor, please let the court identify any court identification.
Just so we can be clear, after this guy's found guilty, he's going to get all of the years. Florida got the death penalty, right? Does Florida have the death penalty?
According to Florida Department of Corrections, John Spankelink was the first inmate to be executed in Florida after reinstatement of the death penalty in 1976. He was executed on May 25, 79. Inmate who has been on death row the longest, William Ziegler, has been on death row since July 19, 1976.
What up, Calvin Shacklefoot? Yeah, so this dude is done. It's a wrap. You know what intimidating a witness is, right? You know that's a whole nother charge, right? I just want to say this randomly. So I remember somebody tried to call me into a clubhouse room so they could gaslight me. I ain't speak to them motherfuckers since. Part of my language. I ain't speak to them since. Once I think somebody is trying to gaslight me, I just never talk to you again. I don't want to work it out. Oh, also, so yesterday, I just want to talk about this real quick. Yesterday, I was talking to one of my homies and shit. We was FaceTime. So I go through my I go through my emails, and I start showing all of the different events I'm invited to. The main reason why I showed them is because they're a supporter of the channel. So they support the channel big time. So I was just showing them all of the different events I was invited to, because I was actually I'm going through a Super Bowl thing this weekend. I know many of y'all probably watching the Super Bowl at home or something. I will accept an invite to one of you mofos' crib to watch the Super Bowl and go live there, just so we can be clear. But if I don't find a better place to go, I'm gonna go down. It's in Times Square, where I'm gonna be going. I've already got the invite. Absolutely free for Jack as usual. Absolutely free for Jack as usual. Oh, also, all of these places I be telling you I'm invited to, yeah, I'm free. I don't gotta pay. Just so we can be clear, I'm going. Or every event that I tell you I'm invited to, every event I tell you I'm invited to, I don't pay. That's why I keep trying to tell you, I stop listening to the trolls. The big dogs love me. Love me. They just want me to show up as Jack. They want this energy up in there. And I'll be like, I don't know if I'm gonna have this energy, man. It's late in the day. I'm probably gonna be tired. I need to take a nap. Anyway, let's get back to it. Real quick, I want to know if anybody put it in the chat. What do y'all think about this dude? Do y'all think that was stupid of him? I think that that's stupid at the end of the day. Like, why are you yelling at the nigga that's about to get on the stand and testify against you? You stupid. That's one. Two, could we please stop with the black on black hate? Could we do the black on black love? And when I say black, I don't just mean us American black. I mean the people in our community. Could we stop attacking our own community? I get it. We low on resources. I get it. But if some of y'all decide that y'all not going to stand on the block all day and that y'all going to go out into the world, you can find resources. The resources is just not in our community. That's it. You can. It's not like 20 years ago where you could tell, you put your address down and then they don't hire you because they don't want to hire nobody from that neighborhood. It's not like that no more. You could go out there and get resources. You could go out there and get jobs. You could go out there and sign up for shit. What we have to stop doing is, like, this is one of the worst things. I'm about to say something and it's going to be an attack on some women. Not all women, but some women. And this isn't just women that are of color. This is just some women in general. This is a mindset. We have to stop wanting to get on welfare. We have to stop wanting to have children to get on welfare. A lot of people are getting on welfare and now you got to go pick shit up at the park. You still got to work. You can literally just go get a damn job and then get paid more. We have to stop leaning on welfare. We have to stop leaning on having kids and then taking that nigga to court. That's all a mentality of lack. We have to get rid of that mentality of lack. The first thing that you need to do to get rid of that is get those people from around you that tell you you're not enough. They're going to yell at you from across the street. There's nothing you can do about that. They don't believe in themselves. I'm going to say this again. They're going to yell at you from across the street because they don't believe that they are enough. So they don't want you to believe that you are enough. You can't do nothing about that. We have to get rid of that mentality of lack. Now, for the people who actually need it, because there are people that need it, don't get this confused. That's not a place to live. That's a place to be in for a moment so you could then hold yourself up for that time being so you could get to where you got to go. If you got a mofo that been on welfare for 5 years, how? You got a disability? Because if so, I get it. But if you're on welfare for more than 5 years and it just has to deal with laziness or desperate or a depression or lack of motive, those are all things that you can handle. Copy? So going and getting on welfare for a year, 2 years, 3 years, I don't even see nothing wrong with that. Because I don't know how long this is going to take for you to manifest whatever you're trying to do. There's no timetable on God. But if you're on welfare for like 5 years, that means you're literally not even attempting to get off. Now, as far as EBT and food stamps go, I'm not counting that. You all right? If you could get EBT, do it for as long as possible. I don't care what your pockets look like. So I'm not talking about EBT. I'm not talking about being able to put food in your home. I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about the mentality that makes us think that we can't do better. Find new friends. Hang out with different people. Sometimes we got to take ourselves back down to 0 so we can get to 100. That's what I'm talking about, just so we can be clear. Are there people that need it? Absolutely. I had to get on public assistance for a year when we was getting this channel together. Because remember, I quit my job. I was on public assistance for a year. And when I say public assistance, I was getting food stamps. For a year. And then you gotta like re-sign up for the shit. And I just didn't. My money wasn't right. But I still just didn't. Because I knew as long as I had that crutch that I was never gonna be able to do this the right way. So I allowed for that shit to go away. And then I went like 2 or 3 months where, yes, I was living with my pops at the time, but I don't get nothing from him. He didn't feed me or nothing. I respect and I appreciate everything that he did do. Don't get this confused. But I ain't never not been fly on air. Y'all ain't never seen me not be fly. Y'all ain't never seen me not have gear. He wasn't doing that. So we got to get rid of that idea of lack. You have to just think about it like it's not that y'all without. It's just that you have to figure out a plan to get it. The plan's out there because God got us. I'm a little all over the place because whenever it's time to eat, I get all over the place. Just so we can be clear. If anybody is enjoying this show, you can always pull up to the Cash App, the Super Chat. Let's get some Super Chats going. Let's get some Super Chats going. Who's pulling up to the Super Chat? Let's do some. We don't got no haters in here. Let's give some shout outs to the Most High. Let's get to the Super Chat. Shout out to Hassan Shipman. So his comment drops right after I said that. Shout out to Hassan Shipman. Let's get to the Super Chats. If you're a Super Chatter, if you are a dropper on the anything, whatever the things that you do, but for the people who are Super Chatters, let's get to the Super Chat. Shout out to Hassan Shipman. Definitely appreciate you, my brother. If anybody want to come up here and talk, even if you want to change the subject, as long as it's not about me personally, Come up here and talk. If you want to talk about me personally, I'm gonna dub you because I ain't got time for it. But if you want to talk about an actual topic, you want to ask me my opinion on something or anything that regards to that, I want you to come up here and discuss it with me right now. They go to the link about whatever in pop culture. I'm here for it. Shout out to the Most High. It's a fact. I do want to say something though. I think that we have this issue with our children, and I think that we're going to continue to have an issue with children until we get the nuclear family back. We have to get the nuclear family back. We have to. Our children don't have a line to Jesus right now. Because if there's no man in the household, your children can't have a line to Jesus. Get it? In the Bible, it says, and this is why I mention this almost every day. In the Bible, it says that the head of God is Jesus, and the head of man, the head of Jesus is God, and the head of man is Jesus, and the head of woman is man, and the head of the child is the woman. So right now, our children can't get to Jesus. And you can't get to God unless you can get to Jesus, because the chain is broke. So we got to figure out a way to have some nuclear families around here. And don't say your brother could do it. Don't say your grandfather or whoever, because that's the issue and that's the problem. All right? We got to keep these nuclear families together. And I know that people don't know how not of a good thing this is, but I do also want to express something to you. The Bible says, just so we can be clear, that basically adultery is committed on a woman's side. A man doesn't commit adultery. There's women that's going to be mad at me, and you can't argue with me. That's what the Bible says. So you can be mad at me, but I'm hoping you're not, because I don't want you to just be speaking down on what the Bible says. That's the word of the Most High. Shout out to Arthur D. Glass with the $5 drop. He says, just for support. Definitely appreciate you, my brother. Salute. It's always great when admins do a drop. No disrespect to anybody, but the only admin that I have over here that even really do drops is Hassan Shipman. And you don't really see me kicking on the admins, or you understand what I'm saying? Shout out to the Arthur D. Glass. And Arthur D. Glass has a situation, so I 100% understand your situation. This is not me calling you out. This is literally me saying how much I appreciate you doing it. You understand? I know people are going to make it sound like I'm calling you out, but I'm not. I'm just saying how much I actually appreciate it. We could get some just for support drops. NFL legend Michael Irvin suing woman for $100 million after accusing him of misconduct that caused the NFL to remove him from covering the Super Bowl. If she is lying on this man, she's going to get hit with all of the things. And I think that that's another thing that we need to change in society. When a woman lies on a man about something that he loses money to or he can go to jail for, I think that she should be held to the same standard. Like if a woman lies on a man for something that could send him to prison, I think that she should be that there should be jail time that she could be held accountable for. I think that if a woman lies on a man for something that prevents him to make an income, I think that he should be able to sue her. $100%. Just like if a man lies on a woman. I mean, right? If a man lies on another man, and then now that man loses money, he could be sued, right? I think that we need to change the laws. I think the laws, and just so we could be clear, I'm not saying if they prove it has to be proven that the person is lying, not that we can't tell. Because if we can't tell, we just can't tell. Nobody can be held responsible. But if it's proven that the woman is 100% lying, then yeah, I think that she should be held responsible. That shit, there's niggas, pardon me. That because you basically Emmett Tillin' a dude. That's basically what you're doing. You Emmett Tillin' some guy. Us men, we don't really have no protections because of this weird theory that we have it easy. Us men don't have it easy. A female could go to any government agency and say she by herself and she don't have no money, and they're gonna do everything in the world to get her right. It's a factual statement. If a female could just go tell somebody that she has an issue, or she don't even got to be telling the truth. She could just go tell somebody that somebody did something to her. She could be lying. But that person that she lied on is about to get consequences. That's an issue. I have an issue with that. I have a problem with that. Because just like there's bad men, people act like there's not bad women. Just like there's bad boys, there's bad girls. We have to get the nuclear family back together. I think that that's important to save our generations. So not just women need to get their shit straight, but us men. Stop dating women stop dating women that have sex with them. Start dating somebody because you see a future. Remember, men control relationships. Women just control access to sex. Once you get to a point where sex is not the most important thing in your life for a man, women are gonna all look at you strange. They're gonna probably all want you too. Because they know if they get with you, they don't got to worry about you stepping off. You literally increase your value as a man when you're not out here banging everything. Just don't forget that part. And just so we can be clear, what I'm saying is, men, stop entertaining females that don't look like they got the most high. That's not like, don't entertain a woman that you can't bring to church, homie. She don't gotta already be going to church. But stop entertaining women that you can't bring to church. Stop entertaining women that you can't talk about God with. If you can't talk about the Bible with homegirl, why are you entertaining her? Of course, she needs to also be attractive to you, right? Because the most unattractive thing about obesity to me, and obesity is unattractive to me, I could have my preference. The most unattractive thing about obesity to me is it makes me feel like you don't care about yourself. That's what it makes me feel like. When in reality, your parents or whoever raised you just didn't teach you the proper way to eat and didn't keep you active. So now you probably go into your early teens and you already big. And now this is your lifestyle. I'm fortunate that when I was growing up, they abandoned me and left me. There's no telling if I would have had all the food in the world I wanted. I might have grew up and been fat. So just so we could be clear, that's the most unattractive thing to me. So no, obesity isn't attractive to me. I know that there are a lot of big girls that got a pure heart and y'all great, and I love the heart. I love the person that you are. I'm just saying I'm not physically attracted to you. Some of my best friends was big girls. My baby mama is a big girl, just so we could be clear. So no, I'm not saying that y'all ugly. I'm saying that that's not something that I'm normally attracted to. And I think that we need to differentiate the two. I think sometimes when you tell somebody that you're not attracted to them, they automatically assume that you think that they're ugly. That's two different things. There's tons of women that I'm not attracted to, but I don't think none of them are ugly. Well, you understand what I'm saying? Like, you could, just because you don't make me want, just because looking at you doesn't make me, you know, want to sleep with you, that doesn't mean that I think you're ugly. Especially since I don't even like think that way, just as a person. You know what I'm saying? Like, just organically as a person, I don't generally look at women and be like, oh man, I want to hit that. I don't even think that way. Don't. And I've dated quite a few big girls, by the way. So don't try to tell me that I got a thing against big girls. That's a lot. This is one big chick that I used to date, and she was like super flexible. Like, not for nothing, but there's a lot of big chicks, and I'm sorry I'm having this conversation, but I just want to say this. There's a lot of big chicks that are just like super flexible. And I'm just gonna leave it at that. So I understand the affinity. But that's not for me. I have a cousin who he only dates big girls. He's not even interested in petite women. Not even interested. They hit on him, they try to get with him all the time. He's not interested. He a whole bodybuilding nigga, by the way. Just so we can be clear. He a whole bodybuilding nigga. And he's always been a bodybuilder, weightlifting nigga ever since we was little. All right? I just want people to know that I'm not in here speaking negatively about big girls. I know how it might sound, but that's not what I'm doing. I think that men aren't allowed to have preferences these days. Like, if you're a man, you have to like every single female, every single look, every single woman. And if you don't, you're shamed for it. It's like you can't have a preference. Like, some guys like slim girls, you can't like slim girls. Some guys like short girls, you can't like short girls. Some guys like, you can't like, you have to, as a man, you have to like every single female and the way that they are, and you can't, and like, what the fuck? But women, they could decide they like tall guys. Women could decide they like short guys. Women could decide they like guys with muscles. Women could decide they like guys with beards. Women could decide they like guys with don't got beards. But us as men, we can't make any of those decisions. We just have to like every single female, period. And also at the same time, we get bashed and accused of liking every single female, even if we don't. So I don't know how that shit works. Adidas.
How does it always come to money?
Adidas stock dropped 11% on Friday after the German company warned it split from Ye could wipe out all of its operating profits for 2023. Kanye West is almost about to put Adidas under. Y'all laugh at Ye, but you have no idea how much of the word Ye actually speaks. And then Ye speaks the word, and they call him crazy. This is God in action. This is literally God in action. I'm going to say this again. Y'all laugh at Ye. Y'all say that Ye's crazy. Right? This is God in action. Know your value, even if other people don't. See, I want a chick, not necessarily this chick, but I want a chick like this. A chick that when like we could like do a little bit of exercises and shit like that together. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I just want you to care enough about yourself to try to keep yourself together a little. That's it. Because I want to keep myself together. And I know how it is when you dating somebody that they don't keep themselves together. You fall off. You understand what I'm saying? So I want to be in a relationship with somebody who is gonna help keep me on point. You understand what I'm saying? Like that's one of the things that we should be looking for in a woman, by the way. Not somebody that's gonna be bossy, but somebody that's gonna help keep us on whatever on point. You understand what I'm saying? A good manager, for lack of a better term. Remember, the woman is supposed to be in control of the household. Meaning that the living space in which you live in, that's her arena. You understand? She's just also supposed to respect the man as the king of the castle, but that living space that y'all in, that's her arena. Look at this. Sad. New Jersey teen, 14, deletes herself after she was seen being attacked in high school hallway by bullies and the school administrators failed to step in. This is the world that we live in. This is Caucasian girl, by the way. We care about everybody. This is the world we live in. Also, I want to add, do you see the earthquakes and everything that's happening all over the world? Do you see the earthquakes and everything that's happening all over the world? I think they said something like 23,000 people or 2,300 people just passed away in Turkey. Hold on. Hold on. It's almost time for lunch, so we're not going to be here but not so long. I want to do more lives during the day, not for nothing. Okay, copy. I wanted to talk about that too. What the fuck? No, I'm not following you back. A lot of, I don't know. I think these are all fake pages, not for nothing. Like a shitload of women just started following my regular BBN page for some strange reason. I have no idea why. I'll be thinking they fake pages anyway, not for nothing. Hold on. Where's those Earth Turkey? Turkey, Syria. Let's do both. And it was a 7.5 on the Richter scale, by the way. $21,000 people dead. Over 21,000 people lost their lives in the Turkey, Syria earthquakes, just so we can be clear. 21,000. .8 on the Richter scale. Almost 83,000 people injured. At least 22,765 people have been deleted. I don't know how this has happened, but are you going to say that's not God's will? Are y'all feeling like we living in the last days yet? I'm curious. There was also an earthquake in Buffalo, by the way. Are you feeling like we living in the last days yet? I'm curious. Plagues, wars, rumors of wars, earthquakes. Literally says this in the Bible. Literally says this. When are you gonna decide to stop doing? Not you specifically, but one of these people that's out here doing evil gonna decide to stop doing evil. When? Y'all gonna all wait? Not all. Many people are gonna wait until it's too late. It might already be too late, but many people are gonna wait. Pardon me. Until it's too late. You don't wait until it's too late. Guess what type of people don't live in these countries? Guess what type of people generally don't live in these countries? It's one of the best things you could probably be doing right now is living close to black people. That's why it's probably so dangerous everywhere that we live. One of the best things you could possibly be doing right now is living close to black people. With that being said, is there anything y'all want to talk about before we get up out of here? It's time for lunch. I was thinking about, I might start after lunch coming back to the page and getting the live going again. So if I start doing that, I have a topic for today already, just so we can be clear. But I might start doing that. I might start going to the live, getting lunch, and then coming back and going live again. Because we're not creating enough content over here for the YouTubes. And I am 100% enjoying the lives more that we got you guys commenting. I'm literally enjoying the lives more. So, no, absent anything else that could possibly go on, I'm enjoying the lives more. So maybe we start, because I don't want to do the Tonight Show no more, because I feel that when I don't do the Tonight Show, we have better morning coffees. I think I'm under too much pressure sometimes to get the Tonight Show off. But I do want to create more live content for y'all throughout the day. So I have to figure out, we either got to bring back the evening show, or I'm going to have to bring back something that's going to supplant that, because I need to start getting more content for y'all guys on YouTube. Right? So I'm going to try to work on a thing today. Apparently, I just found out that the virus that is actually on my computer isn't a virus that is somebody watching me like I thought previously. That's another reason why I really, it's a virus that actually just does some other shit in the background. What the fuck is this? Oh, so I'm a little bit more comfortable. Now the main issue is monitor. So I don't know. Let's see if I could fix the monitor problem. I'm gonna see if I could hook the monitor up to that TV. I think that there's something wrong with my HDMI cord. I don't know if it's the port on the computer or the port on the TV, but I haven't been able to connect the two. But maybe I could figure out how to connect it to the port in the TV, and then we could get to see if we can do. Anyway, in any regard, I'm gonna see what's gonna happen. I'm gonna go get lunch. I'm gonna eat lunch. I'm gonna take a fucking nap after lunch, and then I'm gonna decide what we're gonna do. With that being said, if anybody would like to give topics, concepts, ideas, or if you would just like for me to get on, because that period of the day you could go live with me. Let me know. That's another reason why I think going live in the middle of the day, I might be able to get more people up here talking, because I don't necessarily want to invite too many content creators. There's only a couple of content creators that I actually want to, like Rondell's Unpopular Opinion. I'll invite her up here all day to talk with me. I know that we conflict on a lot of things, but we agree on a lot of things. So I think that it'll be a good conversation. There's a couple of others that I would invite up here to talk with me, but I don't want to get in conversations with people that you're just going to be trying to figure out how we could beef back and forth. I don't want to do that. Like, I know that people don't get it, but when we do that, we're not doing the Most High's word. You understand? So I don't want to do that. And I keep trying to explain that, but people are trying to say, no, but you got to beef online. No, you don't have to beef online. Satan says that we have to beef online. The Most High says, if there's a will, there's a way. With that being said, I want everybody, go out there, do something good today. If you got a spouse, go get them a little trinket. Show them that you was thinking about them for the day. If you got any kids in the household, today's Friday. Bring them back like a cake. Why don't y'all all go get an ice cream cake? Boom. Go get an ice cream cake. Bring an ice cream cake home. You got like 3-4 kids in the crib. Bring an ice cream cake home for the kids and shit. Just if you could get whatever written on the top of it, just write just because. Because shout out to the Most High. Just because. Sometimes we just give the Lord his praise just because. He deserves praise at all times. So let your kids know that you love them. And it's just because you just love them all the time. You shouldn't have to have a reason to tell somebody that you care about them. You shouldn't have to be a reason to tell somebody that you love them, especially if it's somebody that you see every day, you come into contact with every day, that treat you well. You shouldn't have to wait for an opportunity to say that you love them. You shouldn't have to wait for an opportunity to say, well, I've been waiting all the way until your birthday to show you that I actually care about you. That's insanity. And this is coming from somebody who I didn't even get Christmas or birthday gifts growing up. I lived alone for a shitload of time. So you know I didn't get any. I didn't get none of that. So don't let that be your child if possible. Your child see you every single day, whether you're struggling or not. And if you don't got money, go spend some time with them. Go find out something that they like. And then just go do it with them. I've always wanted to. I enjoy donating my time to the development of people. So if you go to almost any neighborhood I've ever lived in my life, I've always been passing down the tradition that the OGs in my neighborhood did when I was a kid. And what they did was they came outside and played with us. I don't know what your OGs in your neighborhood is doing with y'all, but the OGs in my neighborhood, they came outside, they played football with us. They came outside, they played basketball with us. That's what the OGs in my neighborhoods did. I'm talking about after I moved to Concourse Village. Shout out to Concourse Village. That's what they did. They came outside and they played with us. So what did we do while we was 14, 15, and 16 years old? We came outside and we played with the 9-year-olds, the 10-year-olds, and the 11-year-olds. We passed it on. Community. It's always about community. All right? It's not about what we can do by ourselves. It's about what we can do together. It's about how powerful we are when we form up. The Most High says that we are our brother's keeper. So every time we decide to disrespect each other for no reason, are you being your brother's keeper? Are you Cain or are you Abel? When Cain killed Abel, his name was Abel. Abel. Are you your brother's keeper? Or are you able? Able to do the Most High's word. That being said, I love y'all. Have a beautiful day. Like, comment, subscribe. Join the notification gang. Hashtag Bronx Bombers. Let's get it. I love y'all. Take care of each other. Hug the kids for me. I haven't forgotten about you. And that's all I got on this one. I'm out.